Bachira Meguru backstory explained. Now, before I start off this video, I want to say that this is my first time making these kind of anime explanation videos on the channel. So if there's anything that I can improve on in future videos or anything that you guys want me to add, like say an intro or something in future videos, then let me know in the comments down below or something. But here we go, and let's carry on with the video. Now, Bachira Meguru is debatably one of the best characters in Blue Lock and probably one of the most funniest characters with his carefree kind of attitude and jokingly personality. And honestly, I think that the mangaka for this manga, Munen Yuki Kanshiro, please forgive me if I pronounced his name wrong, really did a good job executing Meguru's character because honestly, throughout the story, he just gets more likable. But let's see what he had to go through as a kid to get where he is now as playing as Blue Lock's number 8. Bachira Meguru's first debut in the manga was in Chapter 2. Before he started Blue Lock, he formerly attended Namikaze High, playing as their defense, I believe, for soccer. Now, Bachira Meguru started playing soccer at the age of 6, and naturally he was good at it, and loved it, specifically dribbling the ball. Sometimes even he's felt as if him and the ball have become one and the same, and so he thought that nothing was better than playing soccer the way he did. Every time he got invited by other kids to play soccer with them, as a result, he'd always be the best one out of the bunch. And due to his talent and skill in soccer, left him being bullied and excluded from the other kids' game and getting insulted with names like Freak, Weirdo, and Monster. But nevertheless, Meguru's mom, Yui Bachira, kept encouraging Meguru to keep believing in himself no matter what the other kids said or thought about him. While the conversation keeps going on between the two, Bachira's mom also adds that when people become adults, as a result, they end up stop believing in certain things that they used to believe in when they were young, even if they didn't want to stop believing in those things, and they wind up unable to hear their own voices. She also implied that Meguru's solid belief in soccer is the voice of a monster inside him. She also adds on that she also has a monster inside her and she never stopped believing in it, and that she relies on that voice whenever she's pursuing her art. One day when Meguru was playing soccer by himself, because of his strong belief in the voice or the monster inside him, it manifested into not a physical manifestation of a monster, but more of a mental / spiritual type manifestation. Or I guess to sound or make it easier for all of you, an imaginary friend. He then tells his mom about his imaginary friend and how he can only see him. And his mom goes on to say that that imaginary friend is the monster or Meguru's voice inside him. But Meguru says that he wants real friends that he could actually play soccer with. But he believes that the monster will stay by his side until he could find one. Due to that, whenever he played soccer with his school team, he would always pass it to the monster, and goes on to say that no one could keep up with the monster and that no one could beat the monster. But one day after school, he ends up watching one of Noah's games. He says that all the people in that game could play like the monster did, and that one day he wants to play soccer like that. Or in other words, he wants to play soccer like Noah. One day, when he was playing soccer for his high school team, Namikaze High, he ends up losing the ball to the opponent team, and as a result, his teammates and coach yelling at him, telling him that he should stop being so self-centered and that he should pay attention to the people around him and stuff like that. But he just said that everyone's pretending that they don't see or hear the monster's voice. But because of how fun soccer was to him, he kept believing in the monster's voice. But he starts to open up, and we start to learn more about Meguru's character and what goes on in his head. Like, for example, him saying that sometimes he's scared about things staying the way that they are, and that no one understanding him, and questioning himself, asking himself if he's weird, and if he'll play soccer like this alone. So every time Meguru thinks like this, he feels so lonely that he could die. One day, Meguru comes back from school. His mom tells him that he got a letter from the Japanese Soccer Association, and a letter saying that he's been accepted to a special training camp, which we later on find out that is Blue Lock. And his mom encourages him that he should go, saying that it's good for him. And that's how Bachira Meguru arrived at Blue Lock. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and maybe even comment about what you expect from Meguru as a character further on in the Blue Lock series. And maybe even comment what other Blue Lock character do you want me to explain, or maybe even what other anime do you want me to talk about on this channel. And as always, see ya.